This is the World on Water for March 13, 2020. Here are the highlights of sailing globally last week. '52 Super Series is in Cape Town, Day 4. Day 1 of the Heineken St Maarten Regatta. Good winds on Sydney Harbour for the Regatta, Day 1. The final day of the Bacardi Cup in Miami. No wind for the final day of the 52 Super Series in Cape Town. Day 2 of the Heineken Regatta in St Maarten. A new route for race 9 of the Clip Around the World race. And now we're off to Cape Town.
Pop the bass, my DJ is live in the place. I'm on the mic with my lyrical flow. I like it when the bass lights low.
Well, day 4 and finally the Cape Doctor is expected to roll in. Breezes of up to 35 knots in the afternoon. The challenge is to get at least one good race in, and at the top of the table Azura sitting pretty, but really this could be anyone's day.
Should be a classic Cape Town day today. It'll be really great sailing. The guys are all going to be working hard to go fast, sail around the track, not too many maneuvers because they're hard to do and it's breezy, and yeah, it's going to be an epic day today.
It's basically a high pressure ridging in, so there's a strong gradient with heat in the inland, and then the mountains and the inversion layer putting a finger in the hose pipe to squirt the wind around the mountain there.
So what does that mean? Rough. The long-awaited Cape Doctor comes in for race 7, blowing 20 to 25 knots from the southeast and flat water. Two choices upwind, the left or right side. The pressure's actually on the right, the shift is offshore. Allegre make a good start and stay offshore with Quantum Racing and Phoenix 12. And at the top mark, it's Allegre leading, Phoenix 12 in second, Quantum Racing third, and all come in from the right to lead round the top mark. Downwind, Platoon lose their kite, shredding it in half. Brennesek choose the left-hand gate mark at the leeward gate, and they lead all the way through to the finish. Quantum Racing gets second, Tina Plattner and the crew on Phoenix 12 get third, and so Phoenix 11 in fourth, Azura in seventh. That means that Azura lead into the last day by 7 points.
This is what everyone expected from Cape Town. It will have some breeze at some point, and these boats are just great fun when the puff comes on and you go downwind at like 21, 22 knots. So yeah, today was awesome. Everyone is pushing hard, so it's good. It gets the heart rate up and the adrenaline pumping.
After the unfortunate collision on day 2 of racing, Sled have had to sit the rest of the regatta out. They are awarded average points for redress, but it does mean they lose valuable racing time.
The real disadvantage for us is not being on the racetrack and learning for the Worlds as well. You know, it's giving all these guys another 3 days of sailing and racing.
So after race 7, Azura leading on 24 points, second Phoenix 11, Hasso Plattner on 31 points, and third Quantum Racing also on 31 points. That's it from Cape Town for the day. The Cape Doctor comes in and gives some great racing, and we're looking forward to a fantastic finale on Friday. But the big question is, can the champions Azura seal the deal?
Yeah.
No.
The 40th edition of St. Maarten Heineken Regatta, a great day for sailing in the water around St. Maarten. 148 boats in all kinds of classes went out to the racecourse and found some pristine conditions. In Ocean Racing Class 1, we see 7 Volvo Ocean race boats and 1 Cookston 50 that never competed in the Round the World race. But they have the advantage of their rating, and these guys are also excellent sailors. They are wiping up the class at the moment.
The first race was terrible because our start was terrible, but then the second race was very good.
Well, it was a great day. Excellent conditions out here, of course. You know, champagne sailing. Winds were a little bit lighter than we were expecting, 10 to 15, but it's hard to have a bad day in St. Martin.
We sailed fairly well. We were still shaking the rust off, so we had our moments where the boat didn't exactly do what we wanted it to do, and but we had everybody that was owning up to mistakes and fixing them quickly, and I think we recovered and sailed pretty well. So we had a good day out there.
I used to be involved in the 80s with the Heineken Regatta for about 6 years, and then I left St. Maarten. I was Commodore of the club, so I was heavily involved. So I never sailed it. With the 40th edition, I said, this is my chance. I'm gonna make it happen.
The people on the starting line fighting for spots, it was lots of fun. It was good competition.
The winds were nice and steady. We had some shifts in there, to make it a little bit challenging, but for the most part, no big waves or upwind pounding.
This is my first regatta, and I was just pleased to be sailing in the sunshine and warm weather in March, and really great conditions.
I'm David Staley, the sailing manager at Middle Harbour. This year I suppose is just kind of another year, and we've got some good numbers. But to me, it's actually just how smoothly it's all come together. It's the cooperation that we get from the other clubs that actually makes this work really well. It's a big regatta, 190 odd boats on the harbour, 7 race courses, and it's all the other support that we get from all the other clubs that really makes it work. Well, conditions for day one were a bit funny. We thought we were going to get a good southeasterly, but it never actually appeared. Breeze was down below what we expected and more southerly, so there was a bit of shuffling around of course areas to get the day underway, but all the teams worked well together to make that happen, and so put up with some slightly fluky conditions and lighter breezes to start off with, but it certainly piped up later in the afternoon. It looked good for the offshore stuff, but inshore it was a little lighter for that sort of first and second race, but the third race for the windward lewards would be good, and the second race for the passage races they would be looking pretty comfortable. Yeah, we've got a lot of boats who come back year after year after year. Some that have been basically some competitors that have been competing since the first Sydney Harbour Regatta, now in different boats, but nevertheless coming back. And it's just a great opportunity for all of the Sydney clubs, from the boats from the different clubs, to all get together and actually race against each other. So this year, also Royal Sydney Yacht Squadron's inshore fleet have joined in as well. That's boosted the numbers in the Echo course for the inshore performance spinnaker division. So it's great. It's just great to see everybody out there enjoying the racing together.
and things are obviously quite quiet at the moment, but I'm expecting a large rush of people this afternoon. What's in store for tonight?
Look, we've got some entertainment on at the club, but from the race organisers' point of view, we also see a few protests and a few requests for redress and that sort of stuff. So jury are all ready for that, and it's nice and quiet during the day for us. But once the end of the racing happens, then things hot up for a while.
What a finale for the 93rd Bacardi Cup and Bacardi Cup Invitational Regatta. 542 sailors gave it their all to write their names in the history of this prestigious event. In the star class, Kuznedovic and Prada had already secured the trophy, but the rest of the podium spots were still up for grabs.
We just need to stay in the top 4 or 5, and we will be in second overall, hopefully. We always go full speed.
It's very close amongst the 4 or 5 of us, so we go out and do the best race we can, feel good about ourselves, feel good about finishing the week strong, and then the points, let the points fall where they will.
3 or 4 of us that are trying to get in that top 5, so it's going to be really hard. It's going to be windy, so it's going to be a war.
With the contenders being tight on points and Biscayne Bay winds blowing up to 20 knots, a spectacular final day was in store. The Star Class raced on an Olympic triangle course that the older generations have sailed for years. A classic course for a classic class. Negri and Clean took the final bullet, but it wasn't enough to climb higher than Diaz and Burning, who scored a 4th and found themselves in second, equal on points with Mellerby and Revkin.
It's a great feeling. It's one of the championships that we miss in our collection. Yeah. So we are super happy to win this event.
I don't know if it gives me more satisfaction to win the regatta or to win it that way. We really enjoy sailing this week. I think the key to success was great starts. We started very well for the whole week, and also we played the pressure and shifts very well.
The J70s crowned Eat, Sleep, J Repeat as the champion, being the fastest since day one, while in the Melges 24s, USA 820 reigned by scoring 4 bullets in total. For the Vipers, USA 293 took the first spot, while in the VX1 fleet, Send It was the best this year. In the ultra-fast foiling classes, Gabriel Brown and Damien Leroy won the Open Windfoil and Cabrina AV8 respectively. Bacardi finished their 93rd regatta in style at the prize giving. This really is a gold standard in sailboat racing. Here's to the 94th.
The final day of the Zala Discovery Camp's 52 Super Series V&A Waterfront Regatta here in Cape Town. Top of the table, it's Azura going on the water with a 7-point lead. They're being chased by the local heroes on Phoenix 11. Hasselplattner's team looking for 2 races today. Conditions are going to be light and quite funky. Can the local heroes come good?
Hopefully. We'll always hope to have that little bit of edge, just trying to be one step ahead of everyone, but it's not that easy.
We did our homework and we are happy with what we got so far. So we'll see. We'll tell you this evening, but hopefully it's going to be good.
They're celebrating in the restaurant.
Of course, you are all invited.
Cape Town and the southern tip of Africa have proven popular with the owners, crews and their families.
I like Cape Town. We went to see goats yesterday, and my mom and my sister got spit on the goats.
Planning 10 days on a surf trip and then a safari after that.
Oh, they're enjoying Cape Town very much. It's such a nice location. I haven't seen them so far this week. It's a nice place to come back, that's for sure.
The fleet went out on time, but after the Cape Doctor blew hard yesterday, today there was no wind at all. Race management kept the fleet out, tried their hardest, but just before 3 p.m, the fleet were sent ashore. So champions in South Africa are Azura. Their first regatta win in over 2 years.
The feeling of winning here is great, so we are really enjoying. We want to dedicate it to one of our crew members, Ale Koja, that couldn't join us this week. And also for Pedro, that did a very, very good job replacing him in a tough spot. So this is for them also.
Thank you. Good start, Matty. Well done this week.
From now on, you can come to celebrate to our bar.
Second overall is a great result for the local favourites of Hasso-Plattner's Phoenix 11.
It was a great regatta. We had a fantastic day yesterday. That was good for Cape Town, was good for the fleet.
So the final results in Cape Town, Azura winning on 24 points, second Phoenix 11, Hasso-Plattner on 31 points, third Quantum Racing also on 31 points. Cape Town in the southern tip of Africa really has dealt up a fantastic first regatta of 2020. Ashore, it's colourful, lively and super friendly. On the water, great sailing conditions, a real range of different breezes, including the Cape Doctor. It's little wonder then we're coming back for the Rolex TP52 World Championship in 3 weeks. Join us then.
Day 2 of the St. Maarten Heineken Regatta, traditionally the Round the Island race. It is the race that makes it possible for all competitors to meet each other on the race course. With 148 boats on the course, this is a magnificent sight. It just doesn't get any better than this. As the fleet makes its way to the French side of the island, the larger boats that had to start later start overtaking the fleet. The race over almost 40 miles around the island of St. Maarten takes a few hours for most of the boats, but for the super race machine Ultim Emotion 2, it took 2 hours and 45 minutes elapsed time. Not enough to break the Round the Island record, and on corrected time in their class they have 6 hours and 22 minutes on the scale.
It was a really good race. We came second overall. Very nice conditions for Taz. Really good upwind and downwind legs, so a very enjoyable race for us. We've got 4 boats in our class. We've got Kickham Jenny, and we've got Soccer, and we've got Next. They're really competitive boats to be racing against and very fun. Hopefully just keep on going, keep that second place, maybe try and get first place, just race hard and see what happens.
Later in the afternoon, the wind dies down a little, and for some boats, it is a long and hot race. That's it for the second day here on St. Maarten. Follow us on social media as we will keep you posted.
So leg 6, the Clipper race fleet will leave Subic Bay, embarking on a shortest race to start with, race 9. It'll be from Subic Bay and returning. It's about 750 nautical miles, so 4 to 5 days, but it's really important for all our new joiners on leg 6, which will be amazing preparation ahead of the North Pacific crossing. It's a triangular course out into the South China Sea, but it's going to be quite interesting. It's made up of 3 individual sprint legs. So each team must declare which sprint they want to enter, and they can enter 2 out of the 3 sprint sections. So there's a lot to play for, a lot of bonus points on offer. Conditions-wise, well, it's going to be a short, snappy race, but wind around here, traditionally you'd get the northeast monsoon wind conditions, but that can be interspersed with very light patches and sometimes very little wind. So it means the race is going to be really, really tactical. When there is breeze, it's going to be fast, energetic, and a lot of high-intensity racing, so it should be fun, should be good.